Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to another Build in Public update. Weeks 30 and 31. Let's get into it. All right, so for Swiftbrief, we've had a product on launch. We have now kind of had all the trials either convert or cancel. It was a 7-day trial. And in the end, we ended up with around 2,000 visitors on the page. 25 trials started a 28% conversion from trial start to paid customer, which I think is quite good. It's higher than I expected. And a 0.3 conversion from page visitor to paying customer, which I think is quite low, but it's to be expected because Product Hunter casts a very wide net and it's very unfocused traffic. So it's not too worrying or also not too surprising if you ask me. And we're now at around like 400 to month recurring revenue. I have to still dig into the data, how active people are in the app and how many briefs they're creating that have converted. But I think overall, I would chalk that off as like a pretty successful launch, or chalk that up. And one of our new customers is actually Beehive, which is quite a big newsletter company or digital marketing company. And yeah, we're super excited to have them on board and see what kind of content they can produce, because over the medium to long run, that's kind of the company that we want to go after in terms of size and just like a use case. But yeah, so now we're back to building the V2 while maintaining some smaller traffic experiments here and there. We have a Indie Hackers blog post, like a featured post coming up, and we also have an interview with Flavio coming up in the Hustle, so like another newsletter. Hopefully that will give another traffic spike here and there, and we'll try to balance the act of maintaining momentum and on the acquisition side, and maintaining the momentum on improving the product. Those two, in my opinion, should go hand in hand, and we're trying our best to do that. All right, so here another numbers screenshot just for you to see what exactly this looks like. So Lemon Squeezy shows monthly recurring revenue higher here. I don't know why. We have some theories as to why that is, but basically all the active subscriptions summed up are around $400, which I mentioned in the previous screenshot. And you can see here clear like spikes from the traffic from the launch on Product Hunt, and then I think like the newsletter feature and some more manual featuring in communities. So overall, based on these numbers, looking quite good. And obviously, this is not sustainable momentum that we have here, but we need to make sure to get the product ready for an outreach stage and continue to just build out content and assets that can rank via search engines, and building up community and buzz and all of that, right? So that's always part of the plan. All right, for Finlay, our finance tool, we are doing some tweaks to the Excel add-in that will be used to upload and download data that goes into the database. So we're basically building as a huge cube of data that you can slice and dice however you want in order to create different scenarios and different planning scenarios, right? So you will upload your actual data, your historic data, and then also like planning data, and then you can kind of slice and dice different scenarios together. And the Excel add-in is actually one of the main kind of features, so to speak, because with the consultants that we're going for, it's very common to get a bunch of Excel files from clients, etc., that are downloads from other systems or that are just like internal files. And it's very important that it's as easy as possible for the consultant to pull together their own Excel sheet to then get the data into the tool. And that's why we're not doing like data entry in the web UI. It's directly integrated into their workflow. And this is a very common workflow in the finance kind of world for how data gets passed back and forth. So that's why we're building Excel add-in for the data entry. and also for pulling down. Like these are ways where people can download data that we have in the database based on certain identifiers, and then can show that data and calculate further with the data that has been calculated by the tool, right? So it's basically we're sitting in between the upload in Excel and the download into Excel to then create graphs or dashboards or whatever else sits on top of Excel. So that's what we're working on now, to add some changes that we've made to the web UI, add those into the Excel sheet. And yeah, working on that. And then the made of speeches stuff, which is like a Bridesmaid speech generator. We have finished the prototype, and we have kind of revamped the UI of the prototype to be more in line with the brand of our partner Jen. And she has put up a landing page that kind of showcases the tool and explains it, and kind of explains the value and outlays the pricing. So just a standard landing page. And from there, you can open the tool and use it. And we actually have had, at a high discounted price, Jen has started reaching out to people from her audience that are good testers for this tool. And we have actually had our first kind of validation data point, which is someone paying a heavy discounted price. So it's not full validation of the full price, but it's great to see that people are willing to, go that step of, just getting out their credit card and putting in the information. And it's one step further in the right direction. And we're also getting UX feedback and doing another loop here and there. And then we're going to soft launch it at a less discounted price than it's now, but still 50% discounted or something. The price will be $47 for a speech, and then I think $139 for a premium offering that includes Jen having a 30-minute phone call with the customer to help them tweak the speech or do public speaking. And there's also a public speaking course included in the package, because that's another pain point that Jen has identified for people that need to hold a speech. A lot of them don't know how to public speak. And so we have that as a kind of add-on to the product that Jen has offered to put into the mix. And we're obviously happy to offer anything that helps the customer. And we're making good progress on this. And I think soft launch in like 2 weeks through the audience, and then a bigger launch around end of the month. And that's kind of our timeline on this. So we're moving in the right direction. And if you want to stay in the loop, feel free to subscribe, and I'll see you next time. All right, peace.